Neener, neener, boo, boo. We're here and so are you. So you might as well like, subscribe, and follow us. Otherwise, you'll have sores with. No, we're not going there. One bit.
You'll have locusts. You'll have
1 bit, 2 bits, 3 bits, $1. All for this is truly like, subscribe, and follow. See, follow like follow.
Oh, I see. I thought you said holler. I was getting into the whole cheering thing.
If you just don't put the skirt on again. If you would please like, subscribe, and follow us, we could stop this silliness and go right to the show, which is oddly more silliness. Your choice.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
The Brooklyn Park Police Department released information Monday.
Hey, I know where they are.
You do?
They are the ones in Minnesota, right?
Yeah, this is
because I'm figuring
Minnesota.
there could be a Brooklyn Park elsewhere.
Yeah, well, probably.
Like a tree grew in Brooklyn Park.
This is about a shooting at the Twin Cities Corn Maze in Brooklyn Park, a place I know. I've been there.
How in heaven's name? Anyway, go ahead.
Officers arrived on scene and located the victim, who was a 38-year-old male. The victim was able to meet officers at the entrance to the festival, and medical aid was provided. They had him bite down on a piece of wood, and then they wrapped their belt around his leg, and then they grabbed a stick. And no,
that's been worked in memoriam.
The victim.
I mean, you see it everywhere from old timey Civil War movies.
Yep.
Up to now. Current. Yeah,
absolutely.
All you need is a stick and something to wrap around there.
The victim suffered an upper leg injury and was transported.
Wouldn't it be easier just
hospital.
to carry a python with you?
We'll get to that later in later episodes.
Never mind.
This week.
Never mind.
The victim suffered upper leg injury. According to witnesses, he'd been near the corn pit prior to the incident.
Okay.
The victim was bending over at the waist and removing corn from his boot.
Okay.
When the firearm he was carrying on his hip
went bang,
discharged into his upper leg.
Went bang.
Mm-hmm. Investigators are currently working to determine what caused the firearm to discharge. I'm going to say fat rolls. No other, because if you've ever carried a sidearm, and especially if you've carried it inside your belt, all kinds of odd things happen if you're more portly. All kinds of uncomfortable things happen when you're portly.
That's why I just carry a rifle wherever I go.
No other injuries or property damage was reported. Festival resumed normal operation after the incident.
Well, as normal as you can. You're at a corn maze, for heaven's sake.
Who shot you? Me.
Oh, I don't actually know if this is humorous or just odd.
Okay.
Or just, Larry is a 71-year-old retired insurance broker and a Donald Trump fan from Alabama. Emma is a liberal 25-year-old graphic designer from New York City on social media. Odds are they would never, well, actually, they can't ever really bump into each other.
Yeah, because they're from different places.
No, they're not real.
What?
Each is a figment of BBC reporter Mariana Springs' imagination. See, she's created 5 fake Americans and opened social media accounts for them. Part of her attempt to illustrate just how disinformation spreads on sites like Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Is there irony at work here?
Yeah, I think there is, because I routinely watch the news and go, actually, I know something about that story, and what you just reported is not what happened.
No, I'm just wondering if she's trying to illustrate how disinformation works by making up 5 people.
Oh, well, yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, yes, how it impacts American politics.
Yeah.
This left Spring, the BBC, vulnerable to charges that the project is, shall we say, ethically suspect in using false information to uncover, false information. Spring said, "We're doing it with very good intentions because it's important to understand what's going on." Oh, lots of bad things happened with a sentence a lot like that.
Yeah. Well, let's start with the media and their worldview and then move on to actual journalism.
There isn't much anymore.
Right. That's
in the world of
it's what I've been bitching about for what? How many years? Oh, sorry.
Calm. You're getting red in the head.
I'm a redhead.
When it goes past your face and gets to red head, then we're thinking heart attack or stroke.
Well, then we're going after JB.
Hey, I saved him the last time.
Yes,
in the world of disinformation, the U.S. is the key battleground, she said, apparently having no clue that being false to find false is odd. Spring's reporting has appeared on BBC newscast and website, as well as a weekly podcast called Americast. It's the British view of news from the U.S. Do we care? No. She began the project in August with the midterm election campaign in mind, but hopes to keep it going through 2024's presidential bid.
Mm-hmm.
She worked with the Pew Research Center in the U.S. to set up the 5 archetypes. Besides the very conservative Larry, the very liberal Emma, there's Brittany, a more populist conservative from Texas. Gabriella, a large apolitical independent from Miami. And Michael, a black teacher from Milwaukee, who's a moderate Democrat. There is actually probably no such thing. Stereotype much?
Yeah, but that's how you got to do it. I think if you're going to do if you're going to do research like this, you're going to hit every stereotype. The thing is, I don't think 5 is enough to tell you, to give you the info you want, because you really have to.
I'm not sure what kind of info you're going to get from there, because it's all going to be slanted through your eyes, seeing whatever you're thinking they're seeing.
Well, that's true. It's always the problem with humanity, right? Everybody can view the same thing and see something fairly different.
Yeah. It's very odd. This is just one of those things that strikes me as, who thought this was a good idea in the first place? But they hope to keep it going for another 2 years.
Because they want to get to the next big election cycle in the U.S.
Although Spring is not an idiot. She said, my job is to investigate misinformation, and I've set up fake accounts. Believe me, the irony is not lost on me.
Good. She's smart enough to be self-aware.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm wondering if she understands that it still skews what she finds anyway.
It almost will, because that's
almost
what you're
into
putting
misinformation
out.
Category.
Right.
Because
exactly. It has to. Because you're dealing in misinformation to uncover misinformation.
Exactly. And which means 5 people have your view of how they are.
Yes.
If you're not a populist, you're making up what a populist would think.
Yeah.
If you're not a conservative, you're making up what a conservative would think. And
or what you think a conservative would think.
Exactly. I'm basically picking on those two because she's in media, so I'm guessing she has no clue as to what they are.
Well, she's BBC, so
even less.
Yeah, right. Let's move on.
Oh, man, now we're never going to get on the BBC podcast site. Do they have one?
Darn, yes, they do.
Oh.
12:30 p.m. Are you ready?
Hang on. No offense meant.
Flathead Beacon Police.
Probably
Monitor.
shouldn't have said that with a sarcastic tone, should I?
Or police blotter. Yes. No.
Oh, where are we at? Flatbush again?
We're Flathead Beacon.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. My brother used to live up in that area.
Flatbush?
No, Kalispell and
Isn't Flatbush in New York?
Whitefish. What?
Isn't Flatbush part of one of the New York boroughs?
It's in New York. It's in New York.
Okay.
12:30 p.m. A soccer
Your
parent.
brother lived in New York?
No, he lived Wyoming or Montana or where the hell it was. It was someplace with sky everywhere. The 12:30 p.m.
I worry about those places that don't have sky.
A soccer parent accidentally dialed 911 while cheering on their kid's game. Sorry, no emergency. My child just made a play. I thought everybody should know.
The worst part is you butt dial and then you hang up, right? Because you'll never know. So then they have to call you back.
Say, dude.
Okay, listen. Let me tell you, you should have seen the goal. I've taped it if you want to.
1:04 p.m. Some kids appeared to be hitting golf balls towards his school. That's not that unusual.
Were they hitting them well?
Well, towards the school. So
I'm guessing not.
Yeah, not really
so
hitting.
Golf prodigies not on site.
Yeah, they would be hitting.
I was excited there for a moment, thinking,
at a school. If
maybe you found some golfers for the golf team.
3:33 p.m. A holstered gun was left in the middle of a parking lot.
Huh?
A holstered gun was left in the middle of a parking lot. It fell out of somebody's waistband because they didn't have the thing. And it was their lard. Again, it was lard that did it. 4:41 p.m.
I hope it was a scrawny lady that just fell out by accident.
A 4:41 p.m. a wedding attendee accidentally dialed 911 and said, "Apparently my kid did something really good on the hockey rink."
That could happen in Minnesota. I could see that here. Yeah.
6:36 p.m.
Why are you doing that from a wedding, though, is what I don't.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was just trying to connect it to the kids game, the soccer parent.
You made the last part up.
Yeah.
So that would be misinformation.
This is.
Whereas we pride ourselves on truth.
Really?
Justice and the American way.
Well, these
Much
are
like the original Superman before he got milk toasty.
These are stories. They're true stories.
More or less.
We'll give them a bit of a twist.
That's true.
But usually that's
most of the time you don't really even have to.
It's fairly blatant when we twist them.
Yeah.
Right. 6:36 p.m. Some individuals on dirt bikes were burning rubber in the parking lot.
Ooh, that causes a smell.
And at 7:48 p.m.
like Springfield's tire fire. That must be just amazing.
Right? Some kids were playing 7:48.
Nice going, potty mouth. I can hardly wait to find out what you use there.
Some kids were raising.
I go with the Roadrunner, Mimi.
7:48 p.m. Some kids were raising hell by the post office. There, I'm done.
I'll say. I think we should all be done now. This has gone on long enough. Let's put people out of their misery for today.
Oh my God.
Yeah, say goodbye, Alice.
Bye, Alice.
Attaboy.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.